Hey, lovebirds. So, I've been debating for a little while what I wanted my next little clip about love advice to be about. And I thought about it, and I thought about it, and I thought about it. And today I was on my way to work, and I was listening to 1069, which is a Christian radio station, and it was talking about love. And I was like, well, this is interesting, seeing as how I'm making a YouTube about love and love advice. And I thought to myself, over these last few days of thinking, who am I to sit here and give love advice to people? Because I'm not a professional. I'm not, an expert. I'm just a little, nobody, if you will, from a small town who met her husband in high school and just so happened to, you know, I guess live out some of the stereotypes that I guess we thought were long gone, which were finding and meeting somebody at 20, finding and meeting somebody at 17 and being with them and staying with them. Like that was something that was, it was a good idea, but it was nothing that actually happened with people. We'd go to college and we'd break up, and then everybody would just be like, yeah, that's what happens or whatever. So anyway, now that you got all that, I wanted this story, this channel really to be about what's going to make relationships better and how can you how can you improve them, not just what you're doing wrong and what you need to do to fix it, because I don't think that can be the best way to approach any type of situation, which is what this video in turn turned out to be about. Because I was thinking about what kind of good advice can I give people, things that you can do to improve your relationships and not necessarily point out the bad stuff that you're doing and this is what you need to do to fix it. So I came up with this idea, okay, to just be honest and real about what it is, how it is that Jeremy and I interact on a regular basis. And I was listening to the radio, and it was saying the first relationship that you should be in love with and be married to is a relationship with God. And I was recalling back to when Jeremy and I were young, and just really who I've been on the inside from day one. Just somebody who was very particularly concerned and or aware of the fact that I was going to not be here one day. Like, even as a kid, I understood that one day I was going to die and go to heaven and talk to God, and we were going to have a one-on-one conversation. And as my life started to, progress and move on, it was something that I've always fixated on. So whenever I was in high school, I was very adamant about meeting and finding somebody who I would only be with. It was like a subconscious type of goal for me. So when I met Jeremy, he was probably my third or fourth boyfriend at the time. I was just myself. I was very upfront, honest, and just clear about things that I wanted out of our relationship. I remember talking to him about just kind of like things that were tolerable and things that weren't tolerable. We talked about religion. We talked about our belief systems, and I was really in tune to getting that in sync, because there's no sense in spending your life with somebody when you're not going to spend the other half of your life with them as well. That was my reasoning behind wanting to just get everything out there, because I didn't want to spend 50, 60, 70 years with someone and not see them on the other side. That would just be devastating. And so I'm giving the advice of be yourself in a relationship, because if you're trying to be someone else that you think that they need you to be, you could be just playing it all up in your head and being someone that you think they want you to be. I'm going to break it down, sure. But it's something that I assume not a lot of people do. They're not very upfront about what they want, and it might be because you don't know what you want. I know at 17 I didn't know what I wanted, but I did know that I wanted somebody that was kind to me, somebody that wanted to be around me, and somebody who was going to be very attentive to me all the time, because that's what I wanted. And I let Jeremy know that, and he understood that, and we had an agreement of hey, don't disrespect me by ghosting me, and I'll do the same to you. And so yeah. I guess today's video is really just like a recap. I don't really know. I've kind of drifted off here. It's all good. It's all good. I know that I'm not a professional, but I do know that I have been in a relationship for 14 years, and if you've been in a career for 14 years, then you are considered a profession in that field. And seeing as how marriage and love and relationships are work, then I guess I could call myself a professional. Relationships are work that take two people who mutually understand that relationships are work, and you get out what you put in. When I was honest and upfront with Jeremy about what I wanted, even at 14, 15, 14, 15, Jesus, no. At like 17, 18, I was just honest with him. I think I was a little bit shy, but I wrote him a note and told him, listen, I find you very attractive. I've actually never found anybody that attractive, and I'm mature. I'm 17. I know what I'm doing, and I would like to pursue a physical relationship with you. But just so you know, I'm a stage 5 clinger from then on out. Like, I even wrote that in the note. If I could find it, it would tell you. I'm a stage 5, and I'm just letting you know up front. I'm gonna catch feelings. It's gonna get real. Don't bullshit dudes. They don't like it. It's not fair to either one of you, and it's really just, it's lying if you think about it. So today's advice is be you, because it's easy if you just allow yourself to do it. Those moments where you feel super awkward and uncomfortable and you just want to be quiet, those are the times where you need to just keep going and keep going, because if you don't, you're going to lose your mind eventually. That's why I'm making this, because I wanted to share with people like what it is that I've put my work into for the last 14 years. It's just, being in a happy and healthy relationship, and it fulfills me. It makes me feel great. I want to share that with you guys. So, if there was a topic to this video or a point, I don't remember what it was, but just love and respect one another, and everything else will fall into place.